What is up, guys? It's Luke from Legendary Urban Garden, and today we're talking about 7 things you can do with an old Christmas tree. Alright, so let's go get our Christmas tree because that's the first thing we need. So here it is. So let's pick up this tree and take it over to figure out what our first step is. Now that we've got our tree, we can talk about the steps. It's kind of flat. It's been laying on the ground for a while. So first things first, if you have the root ball, go ahead and plant it. Second thing we're going to do with an old Christmas tree is we're going to take off all the branches so that way we can get the pole and use it as edging in the garden. So let's get right into it because I have my wheelbarrow here, my clippers, and now let's start cutting it up. Alright, we got that issue solved. Let's cut the rest of this tree up. What do we have now? We have our stack. We're almost done with this thing. So now that we have all the branches off, now we can go ahead and use this. First, we can use it as edging in the garden. Second, we can use it as a roosting pole inside the chicken coop. And third, we can use it as a stake in the garden, so that way we can trellis up all of our plants. Alright, so now let me go show you what this can look like when you put it as edging in the garden. As you can see, I put some edging right here with some avocado branches that I had to trim. And so that's one thing I can do with it. Put it up as a stake right here, so that way we can put all of our plants on there. Just to give you an idea, it would look something kind of like that. I just put up the roosting pole. In my opinion, that's probably the best use of this old Christmas tree. Let me show you a little bit of B-roll of that. The fourth step is to make a candle holder out of the pole. So I'm going to go get the saw and the pole. So now that I've got this, we are going to make a candle holder out of the bottom of the pole. I'm going to make a couple of different heights, so I'll start here. There goes our first candle holder. Next one's up right here. Perfect. So now that we've got our third one all done, we need to rinse these off because they are full of dirt, and we probably don't want these inside the house as candle holders if they're full of dirt. Let's rinse these up. Now that we've got our 3 candle holders here, we need to move on to our 5th step. Our 5th step is to go ahead and make a wreath. Now that's why we saved all the branches, so let's go ahead and make a wreath with these. Now that we have our wreath right here, we're going to cut the branches off a little bit. Once it dries, then you can clean it up a little bit more if you want to. So now that I've got my wreath right here, I'm going to save this for next year and basically keep it for fall, October-ish, November-ish. The 6th step that we can do with an old Christmas tree is to chip it up. So right now I'm going to chip up all the branches that I did not use in the wreath, and then we'll have some mulch for our garden that way. So that's how you chip up an old Christmas tree. 7th thing that I want to mention is that if none of these options are available to you, or none of them seem feasible, then just put it with the city green compost waste, and the city will take care of it. Now that we've gone over our 7 things that we can do with an old Christmas tree, first things first, if you have the root ball, go ahead and plant it. Second is to take off all the branches and use the pole and use it as edging in your garden. Also, another one that I think is really cool is to use it as a stake in your garden. Third thing that you can do is use the pole in the chicken coop as a roosting pole. The chickens will love it. It has the little edges for them to grab onto. The 4th thing that we can do is to cut the bottom of the pole and make these candle holders. The 5th thing you can do is to make a wreath. The wreath will be kind of like a brown wreath that you use around November, October during the fall season. and that actually looks really cute in the house. So the sixth thing that we can do with an old Christmas tree is to chip it up in the wood chipper. The last and seventh thing that I want to mention is that if none of these options are available to you, or none of them seem feasible, then just put it with the city green compost waste, and the city will take care of it. Alright, well, that's it for today's video. Hopefully you liked it. Talk to you later, Legendarian. See you later.